Okay, I'm just gonna post this for Bob. But I'm gonna play it first once on this banjo because it's the one I'm holding it. But then I'll play it in on my regular banjo. So this is a simplified Arkansas Traveler. That is also a really good way of demonstrating use of 1, 4, and 5 chords and how you can play them rather than playing just single notes when you want to convey what you're trying to convey here. So here's a little Arkansas Traveler. It's hard for me to remember how much bigger the scale length is of this thing when I've been playing my actual banjo for an hour or two. But anyway, here we go. Okay. So this would normally be played in D, but we're going to play it in C because that's what my little Skype lesson was just playing it in. And there are lots of things you could do to make this a little bit more complex, but right now we're sticking with something pretty basic. And before we do that, I want to talk a little bit about 1, 4, and 5 chords. A 1 chord starts on the first note of the scale, the 4 chord on the 4th note of the scale, and 5 chord on the 5th note of the scale. And you can play those chords in different places too. For example, this is the 1 chord if you're tuned in a double C tuning. This is also a 1 chord. And we're going to use that in both places. And here is the 4 chord, which we're going to see this would be an F. And it's 3rd fret of the 1st string, open 2nd string, and then 2nd fret of the 3rd string. And then you don't really play the 4th string. But actually you can. And here is the 5 chord. And some people do it like this. I do it like this. Whatever you like, I guess. Here is where your ring finger would go. It's at the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. And then reach your middle finger across to the 2nd fret of the 4th string. So 1 chord, 4 chord, 1 chord, 5 chord, 1 chord, 1, 5. And just to make it tough, besides this one, we're also going to do this one, which is just 5th fret of the 1st string, and then the 2nd string, the 4th fret. And you notice it sounds, it's just a higher version of that. So here is Arkansas Traveler. If you have a grandchild, they're going to call it Bringing Home a Baby Bumblebee, and they'll like you for it. So I'm going to just play it really slowly the way I just taught it to the person that was just having a lesson. Hammer on me. And actually I usually start this off with sort of a strum and me. I'll move my hand up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing with my right hand. And then drop thumb, and that's 3rd string, 2nd fret. So far we have hammer on me, drop thumb, and okay. Open 3rd string, hit it twice, and then hit the open 2nd string twice, but we're going to put our finger down here while we're doing that so that in case we miss, we're still going to have a D and C chord. Bum, 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 baby. So far we have this whole first line is Oh, no, we didn't do it that way. We went, okay, here's the second line. Hammer on, drop, thumb, bum, bum. So it's bum, 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 bum. Hammer on, drop, thumb, bum, bum. So notice there's no ditty in that whole line, and not at the end of it. And then the third line is the same as the first line. And notice there is a ditty at the end of the first and the third lines. So here's the fourth line. Bum, that's the open second string, ditty, and then pull off, ditty. That's the pull off right there at our usual pull off spot for this tuning. At the second fret of the third string. So it's second string open, ditty, pull off, ditty. Fourth string, fourth fret, pull off. Fourth string, second fret, open. Sounds like this. So here is the whole first part, all four of those lines together. The first and the third lines are the same, and the first and the third lines have a ditty at the end, and the second line does not. Here we go. Now we would normally play that A part again, but we're just going to skip right on to the B part to save time on the tape. You can always go back to the beginning. Okay, so here's where we're going to talk about these 1, 4, and 5 chords a lot. So we're going to start with the one chord that's up here, and it's going to go. And just a bum ditty on each. Bum, ditty. 4 chord, 1 chord, 5 chord. And we could make that whole chord, that whole 5 chord there, or is what I just taught. So that's just the second string open and first string open, and then pull off and is the second string. So it's bum and bum. First string, pull off, and then open second string, and then the 5 chord. So that line goes. Okay, now back to the first line, which is the third line, which is the same as the first. Now the last line, which is the same as the last line of the first part, of the A part. Bum, ditty, pull off, ditty, pull off, and open, ditty. So I'm going to play this B part kind of a little bit more up to speed so you can get a sense of how it all hangs together. Play that twice. So there you have Arkansas Traveler, something to practice, and some chords to work on to be able to, if you're playing in this tuning and you're playing a tune you don't know and you get the sense that it's a pretty simple tune without too many wacky chords, it's probably got a 1 chord, a 4 chord, and a 5 chord in it. And now you can just bum ditty along and play your 1, 4, and 5 chords in appropriate places and be jamming with folks. That's it for today.